See me choking on screen. Oh, here we go. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Crits and Cantrips. We're here playing Beneath the Five Kings. It's our playthrough of the Sky King's Tomb Adventure Path. I'm here with A Sizzle, L Sizzle, E Sizzle, no J Sizzle, the other J Sizzle, S Sizzle,
L
D Sizzle. I started reading people's character names instead of
I was like, who's E Sizzle?
Austin threw me off because he's got his name first and everybody else has their character names first.
I am Austin. My character is Wakroon.
But it doesn't matter what order you put it in.
It does. I'm always Austin.
Oh, well. Anyways, but yeah, it's Crits and Cantrips. It's been a couple weeks since we got to play this fun game of make-believe. Hopefully everybody...
I believe.
Correct. The pieces you're moving around on the screen are real, but their adventures are not.
What about the hallucinations?
All made up.
Interesting.
Those are real. Well, I mean...
Relativity.
I was going to say, those can be very real. Okay.
Perception is reality,
And
folks.
we have a couple new emotes. So if you want to subscribe and try out the new emotes, do it.
Yeah, we're working on. We're in
Testing phase. But they're
step. I don't know why my Twitch is all weird. We're working on becoming a legitimate channel. So every tens of thousands of dollars that you donate towards us will contribute greatly to the progress that we make towards becoming.
Any number
every
of tens of
thousands. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You might think that only $10,000 wasn't
Maybe
enough.
Even
It makes a big
thousands.
difference. Tens of thousands.
Ooh.
Brendan's trying to save money to send Percy to college.
Exactly.
That's right.
Or
I got dogs with their college.
Pathfinder books.
In fact,
Okay.
we're all trying to save money to send Percy to college, not just Brendan.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
Clown college is more expensive than you think.
Honka, honka.
Austin, I just want you to know that your bed is moving on its own in the background.
What could it be? Could it be
so
the
glad.
fan?
I was so glad you said something because my eyes focused in on it as you said that. I was like, what is happening?
It's gonna happen again. Wait for it. Oh, there it is. Oh.
It looked like you had a mouse in your bed, like running around. Like,
Can you imagine
The flag is moving.
Blake just sneaking in?
That'd be really terrifying. I mean, he's not here.
Never.
Yeah.
Blake is the inverse of sneaking.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we left off with everybody here indoctrinating themselves into a cult. So I want everyone to go around and share their I was almost joined a cult stories. We'll start with Austin.
I don't like politics. Oh, sorry.
I don't know if I've ever almost joined a
No.
I don't have one of a cult, but I have one of a pyramid scheme.
Oh,
I was going to say, Austin, you
Yes.
almost invested in a metal roof, I believe.
I did not. I was nowhere near almost. That was pulled on me, and
That
I was
man was
polite to the
almost.
man.
too
He
polite.
did not almost trick me. That's my story. I got asked.
I
to
also
spend
agree with Justin on pyramid
$40,000
scheme.
on a roof. So. All right, what's the pyramid scheme? Let's hear it.
Herbalife. And by almost got into it, I just have been propositioned with it before, I guess.
So I don't remember like the brand of it or whatever it was.
We'll keep
But it was whenever I was in at community college, and it was I think my first year, and I was trying to find a job, and I saw one where it was like, basically like advertising healthy stuff, and the way they made it sound was that it was going to be like working at a gym, and I was like, cool, I could do that, and I can
Make money.
try to get healthy in the same at the same time.
Yeah.
And whenever I get there, it was like, oh yeah, we have all of these products, and like if this basically like palm juice type is like a similar thing. It was like, yeah, this has been shown to severely reduce the rates of cancer, and people who have had cancer take our supplements, and then it goes into remission, and this, that, and the other. And I was just like,
Cure.
and then I was like, this seemed like I've never heard of this stuff. If this stuff was so good, then I feel like it would have been more like it would have been widely talked about. And I never had. And then like, and there were people in the crowd who were like, oh, like really invested in the like sales pitches that they were doing, but they were just plants. And then it was like, we broke off into our own little groups, and they're like, okay, so how much would you like to buy so that you can start selling? And I was like, no, I came here to try and get a job because I have no money, so I can't buy anything. They're like, okay, well, here's our number. And, right. And they're like, well, here, you can call us at any time if you want. And I was like, okay.
Sure,
And I
won't.
just left. And it was just like in this really sketchy, like, I don't know, like not even a shopping center. It kind of looked like one of those like apartment type buildings, but are like where businesses would be.
Yeah.
But it was like super
A
empty.
ballroom.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, super sketch.
Well, fun. Well, I'm glad you avoided that.
I'm glad you didn't have any money to spend on them.
I have a
Right?
good one.
You got a good one? What is
I've
it?
got a good one. So when I was younger, I did competitive dance, and when you do competitive dance,
cult.
you have to that in itself is kind of a cult. But also you have to like they make a big deal of like you have to have this full face of makeup when you go to these competitions.
Because they don't want you to
Dance.
like yourself. Oh, sorry.
Right. And so my very first year of competitive dance, they brought in a Mary Kay consultant.
Dude, I was
And
just
I'm
about to talk. Okay,
And
that's so funny.
I'm literally probably, I think more proof Sarah and I are. This is why we can talk telepathically.
Okay, women love a pyramid scheme. Women do love a pyramid scheme, and that's just facts.
So it's me being in like first grade, and you are mandated to go to this thing where this Mary Kay
Mandated?
consultant sells you a palette and a lip, and you have to buy it because that way all your lipstick of all the girls has to match, and then they also like show you how you are going to apply it so you all look the same. And so I was forcibly purchased, or my parents forcibly purchased Mary Kay when I was a young girl so I could look like all the other girls. On top of all the money they were spending on like
Yeah, that's
just
crazy.
the rest of the competitive dancing.
I'm texting Brennan because I was forced to go to a Mary Kay party with somebody that he'll think is hilarious, but I'm not trying to name drop her. You know who it
I
is?
know exactly who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
okay, yeah.
She drove a Mary Kay car.
I guess
I'm
that's
not
true. She
blind.
I'm not blind.
Chug the Kool-Aid.
I was about to say, Dylan and I
It's a pink
know
Cadillac.
someone too that actually, never mind, that I think all of you know too that actually did Mary Kay and drove a Mary Kay car for a while too.
Mhm.
It was like the millennials Tupperware parties.
Yep, my mom used
Yeah,
to go
it
to
was.
those
That.
parties. My mom used
My
to go.
mom
She'd
did,
come back with
no,
some
no,
stuff.
no.
She would never buy anything.
It was-
She would never sell it, but she would buy some stuff on
No, but-
occasion.
Yeah, we have
It
some
was
pampered
Pampered Chef. It wasn't Tupperware. It was Pampered Chef. Pampered Chef was
Yeah.
a deal for a minute.
Mhm.
My mom never sold, but she did go to a couple Pampered Chef parties.
Yeah. I think they were like they weren't bad quality stuff. It's just getting into
Yeah,
the
that was
having to
the
sell
thing.
it was what was
The-
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the Mary Kay thing too, right? Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's higher quality makeup that you're buying directly from the company, via
Yeah.
these people. But they also, where it starts to become a multi-level marketing scheme is when they're like, because you bought it, you have to sell it now, right?
Yeah.
Where they're just like,
Mhm.
you should
you
you
want
should go
discount-
tell all your friends, and if you want big discounts, you can get rewards if you sign up. But you got to be like a licensed Mary Kay
Yeah.
salesperson, to get
But you go to
certain
these
rewards.
parties and you're like, I could host a party like this, and I could sell all this
Yeah.
stuff too.
Oh, all my friends need Tupperware. That's
Yeah,
easy.
more than once too. All my friends throw away their Tupperware when they're done.
Do you
Yeah,
think Gen Z,
exactly.
do you think Gen Z has anything like that?
I didn't want to spurge for the big bowl
I'm sure they
last
will.
time, but this time I'm getting
For
the
sure
4
they
gallon.
do.
I'm sure
They may
there's
not,
some
right,
They just
they
buy
may
everything
not
on TikTok
yet.
Shop. Like,
I don't
know
think
if
they
like-
have one
TikTok
yet.
Shop. TikTok Shop is a multi-level marketing
fair.
scheme for sure.
Is that Timu? Timu. It's like I don't know where it falls.
I am really
I've
sad.
learned.
The moms love Timu though. Some
My
of the
Mom gets
boomers
Timu shit.
love-
Yeah, my mom
Exactly.
loves it.
Yeah.
There's cheese shit all over the house. She's just like, and she knows I hate it. She's like Timu, and I'm like, that's why it looks like shit.
Timu.
She had got all the kids Timu gifts for Christmas, but specifically didn't get me. I'm like, thank you. I don't want this crap.
What?
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, I
it
feel
might
that.
be cheaper.
I feel
His mom
that.
loves to get us Timu.
Yeah.
I'm like, this might be cheaper, but also you're playing Russian roulette
It's-
with what you might actually receive.
It's really
so-
bad. I mean, like you're getting. I mean, you could probably
It's
get
really
some things off there. that are okay, but like, yeah, there's some stuff that doesn't work out.
Never seen this. Temu is new to me. This is
Yeah, it's
interesting.
it's just
Well-
It's like Etsy or like
it's
any sort of.
Everything on there will ship from overseas and will
Yeah.
take longer than it tells
Etsy.
you. And every time you load it up, it's good, and it tell you that you won
You
something.
can't
And
search
and
stuff.
like if you spend $200, they'll give you $50 back or something. Like it's like they told me one time I had $250 of like coupons or something on Temu, and I went and like clicked through it and stuff, and I was like, but you have to spend like $50 in 10 separate orders to get all of the coupon that you qualified for or whatever. And I'm just like, how is that a discount ever? Like in a million years, I wouldn't be a discount. If I spend $2,000 on your website, then I get 100 back. Like, no.
What they understand is I'm too lazy. If I've clicked that many times, I'm probably gonna be done like with the impulsive shopping anyways and just get off the site entirely. So
Yeah. But no, I do remember there were a bunch of people that got hired by Vector Marketing in Topeka, and they were selling like knives, and it was the
I
same
forgot
exact
about
thing.
Vector. That's crazy.
It was just like a bunch of people, like all of a sudden we're like, hey, so this guy called me and talked to me for a while, and now I sell knives. And it's going to be a great job for me to have them in school because it's flexible. Can I come over to your house and demo some knives? And
like
I'm like,
kitchen knives or like pocket
no,
knives?
kitchen knives,
Okay.
kitchen knives.
See,
The
but when
full
they demo,
set.
I'd love for them to just like just throwing knives or like demo
Yeah,
like
no,
Yeah.
it's
Target.
like
You know,
like some like K-bars with like
yeah,
fucking
Yeah, no.
switchblades and shit.
that would be
No,
more
it's
entertaining.
That'd be
it's
cool,
Cutco cutlery, but it's just like it's
They
through
bring a
Vector
hibachi
Marketing.
chef to your house to demo it. Like
Yep.
I just don't know what that even looks
I just
like.
remember it was like I talked to one of my friends and he started doing it, and it was just like, I'm sorry, I had to give him your number. And I'm like, well, you didn't have to. Like, absolutely didn't have to. And then they called and they were like, so-and-so basically said that you're wanting to sell for us. And I'm like, I absolutely am not. I have no interest in doing this. I already have a job or whatever, you know? And they're like, no. You're going to want to do this. Just take some of the knives,
Here's
like,
how.
you know, and I'm like, no, I'm just like, no.
He's like, oh,
I
you're
have
gonna
no
regret
interest. I told him no. I'm telling you no. And whoever calls me next, I'm telling them hell no.
There you go.
But yeah, no,
There you
it's
go.
great.
I
I seem to
got-
also remember I talked to Sarah one time when she was in college, and I'm pretty sure she and some other friends like adopted a kid in Africa or something.
it. That's true.
I just remember them being like, oh, you get like a picture of a kid, and they're like, we send him so much money, and that like I'm like, that money did not go to that person. Like you got a picture, and that money went in someone's pocket.
Brandon, I
Like,
gave
I'm
them
sorry,
like
but
$20. If I give
I
a
know.
single, like
I'm just saying. I was just like, yeah, that's not real though, honey.
She did that all the time. She had so many little kids. It was yeah. It was
She
a
had
thing.
so many little kids.
It was like a
Yeah.
collect them all kind of situation. She wanted
Oh, yeah,
to see
she
if
had
she
a
could
purse full of
she could
pictures.
get back to the first one. Like, you had all the cards.
Yeah, is there any
Mhm.
chance if I do this enough, I'll get the same person twice?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And he
it's,
has a
I
different
was,
name. Same picture, but different name. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm surrounded by that kind of stuff. I don't want to be offensive or nothing, but I was a Christian for the first 14 years of my life, and I gotta say, not far off from what we're talking about.
There was
I
there
part
was
of a youth group that
some
had us selling
rituals. Yeah, there was some. Yeah,
Their
that's fair.
personality, shifting. You had to be in line in
some
certain ways.
guilt. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, it's a fine line between religion and cults, and when you put youth group into it and put someone in charge, it
Well,
gets
yeah.
culty.
Well, as long as you've got a pizza party, like
You did get
that,
pizza parties.
yeah.
Yep.
I went to
There
a
was
couple
fun
of those.
games.
I went to some of
Oh, yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Those,
We
We had
events.
recruitment night.
But then the line between cults and work is blurred because they also have pizza parties. So
That's
you know,
right.
like
Am I at my office job? Why am I having a Papa Murphy's pizza right now? That's the only time I've had a Papa Murphy's pizza. The ones where you like buy them, and then you take them home and bake them. And I'm like,
Tell
it
us in
really
the
feels
chat.
like there's too many steps to this. If I bought a pizza, it should be done, right? It's either a frozen pizza or it's a pizza that you're delivering to me that's hot. It feels kind of weird to buy a pizza and then still have to cook it.
viewers, tell us in the chat. Do you think that going to work is a fit?
Yes.
By viewers, I mean Nicholas. Okay.
We were talking about emotes.
Emotional damage. All right. So, everybody get a chance to talk about their cults? I don't think Josh said anything.
Yeah, Josh.
I didn't.
Were you in
Is
dance,
Frisbee a
Josh?
cult? Is Frisbee a cult? Is that why you're being quiet?
Frisbee might
Frisbee's
be a
not a
cult.
cult.
That's
There's
That's a
definitely
whole.
times
That is a whole conversation, probably though.
That-
The first stage is denial.
that does feel like a multi-level marketing scheme at times. I will
Ooh,
give
there
you
you go.
that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I
Yeah.
have moments where I go, "Wow, I feel like I'm in a cult because I'm just texting all these people about coming to play this super fun sport that I enjoy." Huh.
You know what? You have fun doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we should make
That's
the
true.
distinction between things being schemy and things being cults, because there is a little bit of a difference there too.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like
I'm not in a
Taekwondo
cult.
can be schemy, but it's not a cult.
He said, I can quit whenever I want.
Well, I'm not gonna say that.
No, why would he quit?
Josh is a blood brother now. He can't quit.
Yeah. I've risen to
You're too far
rank
into it.
7 frisbee player. I'm a captain.
If you get high
Soon I'll
enough
be a
in it, it
commander.
works. You know, if you can get high enough in the ranks and spend enough money, then you actually starts working. I think is the idea.
Yeah.
When he becomes an admiral, he has his own armada.
Wow. Okay.
Hallucinations are a reality. It's all just relative.
Yeah, it all comes back to hallucinations.
Oh, come back to me now.
Mhm.
Well, you all did, more or less, try to join this cult last session.
Briefly.
And I think,
And then we slaughtered.
I was going to say, I think for some people, they thought it was going to be a much longer, more drawn out process of joining the cult.
Yeah.
Maybe multiple episodes and weeks full of intrigue and interrogation. But in this case, it was more along the lines of how close can we get to this thing
then
and
kill them
maybe
all.
snatch that map. But unfortunately, Via Vive, before she became invisible, she took the map. So she's somewhere out here, and you guys have dispersed this crowd. And I don't know if I did a great job explaining that last week either, but there were people there that weren't fighting you. You know, like there's all these cultists. There's some of them that were totally convinced, and then there's others that were like, you know, like they're a lot of them were fake creatures. Some of them were, you know, less than savory types that were hanging out with this cult, and so they just saw any excuse to be violent and rough with you guys. So some of them were fighting you, some of them were trying to stop them, and so like every time they were doing damage to you, they were doing damage to themselves as well. But eventually, you've more or less dispersed the crowd here. I'm going to say that the red caps are still in the back trying to like chase down cultists, but they're kind of like intermingling with each other. Like you don't really have anything to do there. But we left off, and I think it was Karu's turn, and this is only the second round of this encounter. So it's really like, you know, the first 6 seconds went by like that. Now it's like, you know, it's the first 12 seconds here still. What would Karu want to do? So Via Vive has disappeared, and you've cast the spell. You know, even if they failed, right, they were still fascinated by it for one round.
It was just the one round though, and that would maybe just like take an action away for them to be looking at it. So they would still have 2 actions worth of movement to possibly get into reach of Huang's root reading, which might work, might not. She could just get right through it.
Reading.
So we're kind of
Roots in disguise.
leaning on that at the moment.
You thinking just maybe holding your action?
Yeah, I'm looking through. I'm seeing if I have any.
Anything.
Anything really, and I
That's
don't.
yeah,
where I'm at.
A lot of my stuff is targeted. I can't just put something out there for them to run into. So yeah, I think if we do get a read on them, I guess I can use an action to just perceive or to seek, maybe.
Yeah, you could definitely seek. I think that's what
But I
Justin did. That's what Elnat did with his round.
And then maybe hold in or ready in action, maybe, or is that? I guess that
Ready-
adds an
Ready
action
is 2
though.
actions. Ready in action is a
You
2
can-
action thing.
Yeah, I think you can choose something that takes 1 or 2 actions normally and ready it. Is that right?
think it's just one
Yeah,
action.
I think you can ready. You can ready a spell, though, can't you?
Cast and blast.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
So
Can
I
we
have
do something like
Go
as
ahead.
crazy as like if you have like I have oil and chalk on me? Can we be like throwing out patches of oil on the ground and chalk and stuff like that to try to
Sounds
catch
messy.
footsteps and stuff like that? Like,
Sure.
okay,
What's
so
your
I have
bonus?
just- I have
For
oh, sorry.
perception? I was
My
gonna.
perception bonus?
Mm-hmm.
12. I'm an expert.
Wow.
nice.
I got the
So if-
shiny doll eyes.
If you want to do that, I can do that for you.
But
Make it
I
a
also
secret.
have an alternate amp that I can put on my days, which is 2 actions. That if I strike the enemy with it, they become known to me, whether they're invisible or not.
Ooh.
You just have
I'm
to
thinking
hit
about
the
using
strike
that.
though, right?
Yeah, we just need to see her for a second, and I can get her, most
Okay.
likely. So I have to roll for it, but that's what I'm going to try to do.
Okay. All right. So ready does say you choose a single action or free action that you can use and designate a trigger, which is kind of crazy because I think in the most cases that means you can't ready a spell.
Yeah.
Like you could
Not
ready an
really.
action, you could ready an attack.
Yeah, if you were going to ready a spell, you would probably just delay.
Well,
and
no,
then do it
not
after
necessarily.
the turn, right? Because that's the only way you would
Generally.
be able to like do a spell later.
Well, that's the only way you can do
She's
it now.
going to be
but
able
yeah.
to go invisible before my turn comes up. Because like, if
So-
she becomes visible, that's probably on her turn, and then we have that whole round to do stuff to her.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to probably hit her with it anyway. So I think I'm just going to hold, just like fully, just have all my actions wait for later.
All right, I'll put Karu to the side for now. What is Angoric thinking? I think you spent a pretty big spell last time.
I did spend a pretty big spell. Yeah.
Not like a duck walking.
Sarah, you're just obsessed with the sounds I'm making today.
I
aren't
am.
you?
That's just big facts. Every day, Josh.
Mm-hmm. I think that I will hold my action as well and have my special spell still, kind of prepared, I guess is the best way to put it, to do something if I need to.
Not ready, that's
you
for
never
sure.
know. Yeah. Ready. Yeah. I'll have it ready.
Okay. What about Huang? Hi, Huang.
So root reading is still in effect. Is that my understanding?
Could be. I don't know. What does it do?
Probably something you have to sustain.
Yeah. Root rating is 2 actions, 30-foot emanation.
Thanks, dear.
You basically get a bonus to seek if anybody's within 30 feet of you, so you can try it again if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, wait. Let me move first and then do that.
Okay.
Because I did
I
up
believe
here.
she was going to be moving up the top.
I should
right?
have to walk past me at this point. I figure if I came down here, she'd still have to walk past me because I'm still blocking the exit, but then I could at least like root read on the ground.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 300 style.
Okay, now I do it.
That's the 30-foot emanation you're getting.
Yeah.
And you don't detect anyone hidden in that area.
Okay. That's
She
2
moved.
actions.
I did root reading, so that's all 3.
3. Okay. All
Does
right.
Bao want to do anything? His action?
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yo.
Bao's gonna play even further defense to get closer to the exit, just in case she decides anything sneaky. Teeny.
Sure. Schemy sneaky.
Sneaky.
How about Orpheus?
Right now?
What did you ask?
What map are we supposed to be on? Because I don't think I'm on the right one. I can't figure out which is the right one.
We're on the
Ritual
cave?
Cave. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you guys kind of defeated the cultists that were hanging out here, but there's still the leprechaun that turned invisible.
Okay. do I want to do?
We're all asking ourselves that question. What would Lorna do?
I'm asking, what would Orpheus do? Orfmeister
Oh,
General.
good call. Good call. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
We're all asking the question. What would
Trying to see if I
Orpheus
have
do?
anything useful to do right now, but I don't
That's
know
what
if
I'm
I do.
doing, just
I
looking
think
through my
Orpheus would look
sheet.
out of a rainy window pane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seeking.
he's just gonna he's just gonna emote while I
Just aura farm. But mechanically, you could just seek. Like, we are trying to find this invisible person, so using your perception to look around.
I was going through to see if I had anything where I can
Like a trap or something.
actually, yeah.
It's a trap.
But I don't. Okay, I will just roll for. What would it be? Perception?
Brendan can roll like a seek check for
yeah.
you. Maybe a secret check.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I would be.
It's like locked in,
I
trying
would
to
be
see if you
pretty high.
see anything. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see if I see anything. Do a secret roll.
What's your perception bonus?
It is 10.
Okay.
And my thievery is 11, which I feel like I know thievery is different, but I do feel like it might help with like having a keener eye.
Yeah, you're taking a look around. You're trying to see maybe if you spot like tiny footprints or something. You know, some kind of subtle clue that somebody's sneaking around past you, and you don't. So at the very least, you think they haven't made their way up to where you are yet.
Okay. Do I still have an action?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think seeking's only one action.
Do I have, if I don't move, do I have two or do I just have one action?
You've got 3 total. So you
Okay,
spent
that's what I
one.
thought. Okay. I was debating. On the map, can you point out the last place we saw this little dude?
Somewhere down
Okay.
here,
All
I
the way
think.
down here, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Can I? Let's see.
Action.
Grenade!
Start lobbing
No, I'm gonna
explosives.
cast Scatter Scree.
Cool. Yeah.
You get 2
I don't
spots,
really
right?
have enough. Yeah, 2 squares, but I can only go 30 feet away from me.
And you got
It's
the
just
stairs
like-
right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I will do it on the stairs. Cast Scatter Scree on the stairs.
Okay.
I get 2 continuous 5-foot cubes. It's a basic reflex saving throw, and it lasts for 1 minute.
All right. Map Tools has decided to lose all my images for minutes, so it's going to take a second for that to load. But we'll say that there are scatter screes on the stairs. That's it for Orpheus's turn? Is that 2 more actions?
Yes.
Okay.
That was 2 more actions. That's why I was wanting to make sure I wasn't going to cheat.
Okay.
Cheat.
All right. That would make this the beginning of round 3. And Elnat is going to. You're up front, and you said something about her uncle would really like to see her, and you're going to hear a tiny voice somewhere close to you whisper, "Do you mean it? Fergus is looking for me."
Can I tell like if the voice is like this side of Elnet or this side? Can I just tell like
She's
a
somewhere out in front
general
of you.
direction?
You're somewhere out in front
Well,
of you, so still,
the south.
Like, would this be considered
still south.
in front?
Yeah.
Just like I know I probably can't find like her where she actually is, but just kind of having a general direction of which way to look.
Sure.
And he'll respond, yes, your uncle misses you very much. And he did he give us something to give her, or was it? Am I just thinking of the hat that he gave her? That he said to
Did
identify
mention
her
a
with.
hat.
Yes.
He did mention a hat.
But he didn't give anything
He
to
didn't
us.
give you
Be like,
anything.
give this to her, type of thing, right?
Yeah, he said something about her lucky shamrock hat.
Yeah, to
Okay.
prove that we did talk to him.
And do I recall her wearing the shamrock? Because I got pushed to the very front. Would I have?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, you would have seen her wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
he did. We spoke to him. He mentioned the shamrock hat that you're wearing, and he mentioned that he gave that to you. And this is Justin. Was it his birthday?
Her
Or her
90th
birthday?
birthday.
Yeah.
For your 90th
Yeah.
birthday.
You're not supposed to ask
That he
a
provided.
leprechaun's age.
That's right.
Even though he acknowledged her age, I guess that's okay.
Yeah,
was gonna
you're
say,
not- you can ask
she
a
sort
male
of
age.
she sort of giggles. She says, I ain't a day past 32. He's always
Oh.
telling such tall tales. I suppose he told you that he fell in love with Desna as well.
In the background, you see
Yes.
Wakroon leveling his rifle. He's like, Elnat, keep her talking.
Yes, he actually said he married her twice.
Oh, that's
I almost had
incredible.
her sighted in.
So I don't know what to do. What at an impasse. Is there anything else that you want to share with her while you kind of have her attention?
Is there still people
trying to
around,
get
or is everyone dispersed now? Or is
I think
that-
there's still people around, but like they've stopped. Like you've knocked enough people on the head that they're no longer fighting you back, and everyone's kind of like running around confused.
Okay.
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 He just shared that he wanted to make sure that you were safe, and that he misses you very much. He wants to he wants to meet with you again, just to talk and try and maybe mend things a little bit. He had us tell him various stories of our own, and then he shared some of his. And yes, he did mention marrying Desna.
He's does it twice.
I
Yeah.
think she is going to reappear directly in front of you.
Wow.
And she's going to be holding this map. It's all bundled up. And she's like, I think we should try and talk. We got to get someplace a little quieter.
Let's get out of here. We can escape under the cover of the chaos. Come with us.
Yeah, we don't want the
at that-
fuzz to mess up things.
Right, yeah, the red caps are trying to catch cultists and run around and do stuff. And at that time,
Uh-oh.
you see a couple of familiar faces that you've in the bar. You've seen a couple of times. These fish people, on account of being fish people, are not as trustworthy as non-fish people. No, but you see these fish people, and they're like dragging what looks like some type of device with them. It's like a drill and a catapult, and it's like some kind of like mechanical device that's like extremely heavy, and the two of them set it down and hit a button, and all of a sudden it starts shaking like crazy, and an earthquake happens.
Oh no.
The
What?
fuck? The fish people have an
So-
earthquake machine?
Everybody needs to make a reflex save.
Okay.
My root
Wait a
reading
minute.
couldn't feel that. That's crazy.
Okay.
Brendan and I were talking
More than
about
30 feet away.
I
last
think
week's
it's- okay.
episode, and Brendan's just like, I just don't think you're gonna have any idea what's coming next. Yep, fish people earthquake machine was definitely not on my set of predictions. Oh god damn, I rolled good though. 29 on the reflex save for Wakroon.
Reflex. Okay,
Success.
got a plus 8.
19 for Garu.
Haru, that's a fail.
23.
And Goric.
Did you
Uh,
get those? Did you
3,
get
a 4, and a 5. All in the 20s.
I'm sorry. One at a time. Angoric?
25.
Okay, it's a
Five.
success.
Elnat got a 23.
There's the
I
3.
got a 23. It's a success. And it's Huang.
28.
8.
28.
Nice.
Success.
Happy to be
Nice.
wrong.
All right, what about Orpheus?
I was owed after Monday.
Sorry.
Right? Those dice were not your friend.
What's the modifier?
Reflex save.
Oh,
It should be
20.
also a success. So the only person that failed was Karu.
No.
Only failed by a single point. Okay. So that's not too bad. But so like I said, they bring this device out, and then in kind of a guttural tongue, they sound like a little bit like fish people. They're like, "This is for Narcissus. The cult belongs at the bottom of the cave." And this ledge that everyone's on starts to like slide into the crevasse there. So
Went all the way to the south where the ritual was.
Not even the crevice.
Yep.
The crevasse.
That's all.
it's the crevasse. It's French.
I mean,
uh,
I would say that the ledge is really only like wait, where's my space bar? Around here. Everything else is kind of
Yeah. No, we're good. No worries.
yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
It's a lot of damage. I could tell.
It's gonna be a fun one.
What?
I rolled way above average damage on this. So for Karu, actually, well, no, okay, because this is bludgeoning damage, it's not just falling damage. So Karu, I'm sorry, I'll take, for Karu, you only take 24 points of damage.
Oh jeez.
Everybody
That's a
else
lot.
takes half of 34. So 17.
Holy.
So everybody is suddenly churned like down into the cave and basically falling for a little bit
Even Bao?
before there's like even Bao.
Oh, did Bao roll
I
a
guess
reflex?
do a
Oh,
reflex
Bao
save
and
for
Soul
Bao.
Forge?
Fish people
And
down here with us.
Scoreboard.
I don't think Bao has a reflex bonus.
He does somewhere.
Yeah, can he just roll into a ball and just?
Plus
Yeah.
12 for silver forge.
He
That's
just rides
insane.
the.
Yeah, he's actually having a great time.
He rides.
He's
You
been
need
waiting
that
for-
chalice, Austin. Jesus
kinda looks like a
Christ.
sand
well,
tree.
I need that chalice.
Brendan,
Sorry,
what is his
26
bonus?
for silver forge.
tertiary healer.
Silver Forge only takes halves
Yeah.
of 17.
The guy that could just heal all of us in one go. Nah, don't talk to him. Just. Oh
we need
man.
the chalice, the tertiary
Yes,
healer.
Yeah, we
help.
need the chalice to do something. Jesus Christ, Lorna.
Brendan, I know you said he has one, but I don't have it on my sheet. So do I just say what his actual?
If you click on Mature Pangolin, what does it say?
What do you mean, mature pangolin?
It's a stat sheet on Path Builder.
Under pets?
Yeah.
I can't see
Sarah,
that.
Bao is a mature
You can't
pangolin.
see that.
It says I need the full unlocked version of the app to see the pets sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a plus 12.
Yay! Well, I mean, he rolled terrible, so we'll see. 18.
Okay,
Close.
so he takes the full amount of damage. He takes 34 points of damage.
Ouchie bow. I can see them HP on my sheet. I can't see him at all. So,
Okay.
tell me.
He
It's
normally
okay.
has 53.
Damn,
God.
boy, strong
So he's not
fucking
bad.
pangolin.
Yeah.
19. He's pretty strong. He's giant. He's like a
Yes.
fucking. He's a
He's a cow.
he's
an
an
ankless
armored.
horse.
Yeah, he's like an armored armadillo the size of a fucking cow. Yeah, he's
Picture
got some
him the
health.
size of Clifford.
The big red dog,
Exactly. Yeah.
He's as big as a house.
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll grow
There's
as
some
big
things-
as a house.
I was gonna say there's some things that make me think that Clifford wasn't a real dog.
Really,
I think
just
it's
now
the
started to
red.
catch on to that.
it's still
Definitely the red.
Just started to catch on to it, I think. Okay, but Blue's Clues, that was real.
They just
That
drew
was
him big.
Yeah, so that's absolutely insane. And it's like it's
we've
now.
fallen.
Yes, you've like fallen in the cave and it is dark and you look back up like the way that you came. There's no way of getting back to the city that way. Take a look around you. There are a lot of these cultists that are just like stuck and
Mangled?
smashed underneath the rocks.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
and you see Viaviv. She's still kind of clutching that map like very tightly, but she looks a little traumatized there. She's just like kind of rocking back and
Oh,
forth.
she's alive. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Can I say something to her?
Reaction.
Oh, hi.
what's in the-
Believe. If that map is used to track the whereabouts of the worm, I need you to take a look at it immediately. A big commotion like that might very well draw its presence, and we can't be here if that worm shows up. Please take a look at it.
The map is a focus for the ritual. It's not quite so simple. And she like shows you the map, and like you can, like I said, like you can see, yeah, yeah. You take 47 points. No,
Dead.
mental damage. No, she shows you the map, and like I said before, like you can see crisscrossing lines and like patterns that very clearly look like worm sign, right? Like there's trails and things like that. But it's not so easy to tell what you're supposed to be looking at on this kind of like archaic looking map. And she's just like, it's meant to be used as a focus for the ritual. It's not so clear as to say exactly where the worm is at any one moment. I mean, if you studied it, perhaps you could take 2 or 3 days to determine where the worm is and where it's going.
All right. Well, in that case, we need to figure out a way out.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but that seems
No,
seems
I
like a bad
understand.
decision
But not
right
like,
now.
right now, no. Yeah.
But no, it's not going to work.
All right, we need to figure out a way out of here immediately. It's like I've worked in the caves personally most of my life, so I could probably climb my way out of here, or at least try to guide us to some sort of safety. But is that what we need to do? Is everyone okay? Like we're trying to like account for everyone and like gather everyone back together, like our group, you know, like make sure everyone's because I assume like we didn't fall nice and close to each other. Like, I assume that we need to like kind of dig around a little bit, and make sure like all of us are okay flavor wise.
I am bloodied, but unbound.
Oh my goodness!
As Karu
Agreed.
comes up from under some I don't know, debris.
Do we have? Are we still in initiative? Okay. Do we have like some sort of quick heal then? Like Josh, is that like do you have like a quick heal that you can hit us with after falling off a cliff? Like I can do the chalice, but like if there's something else
I
can do
I could just do a group heal and heal all of us. That'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
And if we absolutely need it, I also have a lay on hand, a couple lay on hands that I can use.
Lay on
but
hands.
yeah, the group
chalice.
I was just meaning if we need additional.
Yeah. Cool.
I think typically those group heals are pretty good.
We should be good with the group heal.
I gather close, Angoric. What can you do for us?
Come around and hear the tale of Fulgrit the Wise.
All right, we don't have time for stories, man.
And heal for 24 points of healing.
Awesome.
I assume this is not going to be long enough that I can do a repair on Silverforge, correct? Because that's 10 minutes, I believe.
We just have to. We have to decide what we're gonna do. Like maybe.
Those
Perception check,
there, right?
just to see what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
can we see?
I'm also going to do a perception.
Are we like in a spot where it's just like
That's a D12.
dead ends? I know, or like we're set into like, does it look like there's a way that we could move forward without having to get out our climbing kits and start trying to climb our way back up? Because like, how far would you estimate we fall? Like, we fall 100 feet down, 200 feet down? Like we can't even see where we were at anymore.
You're close enough that you could probably still see the edge of like where you fell from. But what you don't even have to roll a check here. You guys can take a few minutes, look around you, see what's going on, and it looks like whatever device that these fish people activated sent like a sonic wave up into the ceiling and just like caused a rock to collapse down on you, and it broke off the part of the ledge that everyone was on and caused you all to kind of tumble down here. It's probably about between 50 and 100 feet down from where you were. And it looks like it would be pretty tough to try and climb back up, but it does look like there are routes out of this cave. They just go down into the tunnels So like maybe there's a roundabout way you could get back to the city, or you could go somewhere else.
I've got a soundbite for their weapon.
Hear it.
It's like I imagine a way oversized thumper.
Yeah,
Maybe I just have
basically.
Dune on my mind, but
They had kind of a it looks like a kind of a clockwork sort of contraption. Like I said, it's like maybe looks like a catapult, but also maybe looks like they got a drill into it. Like what's going on?
okay. Well, I
So I feel
have.
like
Other
Troy.
campaign for more shit like
I
that.
feel like Troy trying to describe things, and he's just like, it's like a lobster with the head of what?
Well, I
What?
have
Looks
terrain
suspicious.
expertise underground. I'm a, delver is my career. I've got a bunch of traits about being underground. Can I roll like a survival check to start trying to like help pick a
Well,
way to get
where-
out of here?
I guess where do you know where you're headed?
Well, no,
That's
that's what I'm
the-
saying. Like we're trying to get back. So like a survival check to try to
Are you
pick
trying
a
to get back?
route. Well, I think so. We're trying to get back to the city, I would assume, right? I guess. Hey, what do you all
I
think
think-
that we should do? Where did
I
we
mean,
go?
I think if you guys are talking about it, I think Via Vive will chime in, and she's like, I don't know if that's what you want to do. She said the Queen's probably not going to be very happy about additional damage to the city as she sees it. And she also last witnessed you all making friends with our cult.
Hey, she specifically told us to infiltrate. That's what you're supposed to
I
do.
know. But do you think that she'll believe you?
Aye,
That you were just infiltrating?
I hope so. We were only there like 5 minutes, and then I killed a lot of
Fucking told
cultists.
us to.
I killed very many of you. I think that hopefully she can
She
see the
sent
blood.
us here and then sent a sting operation right behind us. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck was that?
Right.
That's not chill.
I mean, we can't survive in these
She's
caves
not
down
exactly known for being trustworthy or straightforward. She's an enigma for sure.
here. I don't know what to do. Austin
I'm-
doesn't know, and Walkroom doesn't. I want to go back to the Queen. I thought that was the most logical thing to do here, and
Yeah,
give her.
I thought
She's
I agree.
I don't
she's
know
gonna, like-
if
I can't-
Walkroom believes that still, based on what Viva said, and like meta seeming like maybe we shouldn't do that, but like we could go blame it on these fish people because we very clearly saw them, and we can get mad at the Queen for sending these red caps in, but we could say we got the map, we killed a bunch of cultists, we infiltrated them and basically destroyed them like you wanted us to. Like Austin sees no reason that the Queen should hate us now, but
I
could be
do have a
completely way
spell
off.
for this. If you guys think that she'll allow it, I have Mind Link. I can give her a 10-minute synopsis of something that we've gone through.
Yeah, no, your mind link has been absolutely clutch in like proving things to people. Has been the
Well,
most
that's just
useful.
my joint past. That's my
Oh,
past.
oh,
I have
okay,
one
yeah.
for like short memories or whatever, and then I have one for like long term, like 10 minutes in one moment type of stuff.
Okay, cool. Well, regardless, both of those are very useful
Yeah,
in a
either way, yeah,
situation like this. So, I think that we could prove that, and if it doesn't work out, then we end up having a sick, badass combat with the Queen where we all
Yeah,
die.
fucking Sixth Emperor Tyrannus.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I could probably lead you
Make
back
sure
to the
we're
city
all
from here.
healed before we do
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Got priorities.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
could probably
I
lead you
healed
back to the
everyone,
city.
Lorna.
I'm not staying around for anything.
Hey,
But,
when
Heal
I don't.
me, but whatever.
First, have with the map.
You are
you say how
healed,
much-
Lorna.
24
Did you
points.
say how
in
much
one
healing you
shot.
did? Okay,
Yeah,
24 points.
24. Yeah, I said that.
I still have 10 to go if
Yeah,
anyone's
maybe-
got any more.
Yeah,
Heals
I
me.
do.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've got 8 to go to. If we start walking, I can start passion or giving people
Okay.
the chalice.
Yeah,
Like
pass
it
that
refills
around.
every 10 minutes. That's not a problem. But I would tell Viva Vive too. I'm like, I know I don't think that you should go with the Queen at all. Though you do need to return the map and go see your uncle. But as soon as you're done speaking with him, I believe that probably the both of you should get out of town.
When you mention the map again, she's going to clutch it kind of up close to her chest, and she's going to be shaking a little bit. And she's just like, when we got this, we knew that it was a powerful artifact, but I don't know what the Dark Dwarf wanted it for.
I
She's
was-
kind of like, she's kind of tearing up a little bit. They mentioned Narcissus. Why does he want this map so badly?
Hi, who is this Narcissus? I've not heard
He
this
was-
name before.
He was a Hringar, a dark dwarf, and he he joined the cult some many months ago, and eventually rose in its leadership. But we argued for, well, he wanted to be the one who cast the spell on the ritual day, and I claimed that it was my birthright as a lifetime citizen of the city, and he left in anger, and we haven't heard from him since. I believed, I guess somewhat foolishly, that he was gone for good.
Hey, so you say that you don't know the purpose of the map or why he would want it, but it would not be.
I don't know why he wanted it so badly. He ruined our ritual for it. I thought we were all on the same page. We were going to summon the cave worm and bring us great power.
Hey, did he ruin the ritual, or was it just not set up properly and then raided by the Redcaps? And then afterwards, he came and sent
So
his.
there he brought in the fucking the earthquake.
Well, I suppose.
Did you see
yeah.
that?
I suppose he
really
was
wrecked
going to
things. We
try
could
to
have tried
ruin it. He
again.
just didn't successfully ruin it. I understand.
We could have tried again.
Hey, well, I think.
I think someone was moving my candles every time I set them down.
Right, yeah, it was me.
Was
We
that
don't need-
you?
Yeah, we don't need no
She
fucking
tried to
cave
strangle
worm.
you.
I pumped her in the fucking face. No, can
Yeah,
I
How dare you.
roll a S? Can I? Well, let me ask her. Hey, I'll give it right back to you, but could I see the map for just a second here? You think I could take a look at it?
Why do you want it?
Well, I'm sort of part of my profession is delving for ancient goods and artifacts, relics of sorts. I have some experience with items like this and just want to take a look to see if I can't determine what other uses it might have, since we're not quite sure why the dark elf, whose name I already have forgotten, would want it. I'll give it right back.
Seegus.
We're all headed the same way. It's not like I can run away from you.
Well, I suppose you're right. You might be my best chance. So she's going to give it to you.
All right, I tear it in half. No, I'm kidding.
No!
No, I mean, I would roll like an esoteric lore check on it to see if I can determine if it may be a focus point in other relic or in other rituals. Like, is there other uses for it outside of, locating individual people and worms? Like, and if I can't tell anything, that's fine. Like, if it could be used for 1,000 different things and it's just impossible to tell, that's fine. But like, I think with my background, it would make sense that I would be able to at least try to figure something else out about it. So, do you want that to be a secret check?
Yeah. What's your bonus?
It is plus 13, but that's only if it's for some sort of creature. So outside of that, it would be plus 11, unless it has something to do with a creature or a haunt or something like that. So.
Sure,
And
sure.
this is one of those no failure situations. So if I,
Those classic no failure situations.
yeah, I can't not get some piece of information, basically. Unmistakable lore.
You got a lot of fun things. No, let me see.
A failure means I get a true and a false, and a critical failure becomes a failure, which means I get a true and a false.
What if you get a success? What's that? Is this just a success? What about a critical success? What is that?
That's up to you, man.
It's up to me. Oh,
some
okay,
good
cool.
information and some really good information.
Maybe.
If it exists. Maybe it doesn't exist.
All right. Well, let's see.
And while we're walking, I assume if people have 10-minute rest activities, they could be doing it, or do we need to be doing other things while we're walking here, Brendan?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Then I am going to be
in order to do repair, it has to be on a stable surface, so I won't be able to repair Silver Forge while we're walking.
Till we get back.
I mean, you guys can have 10 minutes to look around when you first get down. You don't necessarily have to leave immediately.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay.
It's going to take us a little while to get wherever we're going to, so I think everyone can assume they get up to full health, because every 10 minutes I can give 15 HP out, basically.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here.
Brendan, what have you said the DC is to repair Silver Forge? I'm gonna put it in my notes so that I can fall back on it whenever I need.
I don't know. This is not in
It
the
says
chat that we've.
I don't think so. Because it says the DC is set by the DM. Where'd it go? GM sets the DC, but it's usually about the same DC to repair a given item as it is to craft it in the first place.
What's
That's
the how do you treat wounds? Is it just called treat wounds? That's DC 15, so I mean that's fine.
Go
DC 15. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not any harder to fix him than it is to patch each other up. It's just a different skill. Okay. So you're asking me about this map.
Yep.
So
Specifically, like other uses of it, if there's like if I need to narrow it down. But I'm just taking a deep look at it while we're walking here, or before we start
Okay.
walking, I guess. Whatever timeline, doesn't matter.
So I will tell you that the map is going to change based on the creature who invests in it.
Okay.
So you think theoretically, like you could also spend some time with the map and it's kind of attune it to your own energies.
Yeah.
And it's going to show you every path that you've traveled in your lifetime. It
Sounds
doesn't
exhausting.
distinguish very clearly between current or past locations, but you would also know that it can be tricked into revealing the path of a different creature if you have some fragment or some essence of that creature. So
Okay.
you think that's kind of the idea of what this cult was using it for, was trying to track this worm. You know, they found something like a tooth or something, then they try to like attune the map to this worm, so they were using it in that sense in this ritual to maybe try and bring the worm to it. But
Okay.
yeah, you don't really know
So if
like, for what other purpose.
Sure. So if I say that, I might like while I'm figuring that out, like be saying that to Viviv. Yeah, it seems like its primary use is it's tracking your own history. Like if you it looks like is she like the one that's attuned to it right now? Or I guess it's attuned to the worm, right? Like that's the idea. Okay. Like if you held on to this for long enough, it'd probably attune to yourself and show you all the paths that you've ever taken, all the adventures you've ever gone on, all the places you've ever been. God damn it! What's this guy's name again? I'm gonna remember it this time. Maybe write it down.
Narcissus?
Narcissus. Hey, maybe this Narcissus. You wouldn't happen to know anything about his history. Maybe he's have some sort of memory loss, or he's forgotten something. Maybe maybe he's trying to find somewhere that he's been that you can't quite remember. Or is he? Do you know if he has any parts and pieces that are bits and bobs of some other person or creature that he might be interested in finding a location
No.
for?
He seemed to be as interested in the worm as we were. He
Okay.
just wanted to do the ritual his way. Maybe he wanted to summon the worm.
So he just
some
wanted
other
the glory.
purpose?
He just wanted the glory for himself, maybe.
So you'll remember, or maybe she can tell you that like they're fanatically following this worm, just believing that it is powerful and that it'll help them. Kind of like if they, I'm talking to the Discord and not the actual screen, but like they're following this worm, like thinking that like it's an extremely powerful creature, and the last time it showed up, it seemed to kind of attack the city a little bit and like mess with the queen, and so they just think the worm's on their side basically.
Classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They really didn't think it through all of the way. Like they just thought that the worm would help them when it arrived, and not that it's probably just it has its own agenda or whatever.
Very Cthulhian, I'm thinking.
Yeah, where it's just like, oh, if Cthulhu comes to the world, he'll save us because we summoned him.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or
or he'll just destroy everything.
what do they call the people that are the humans that like work with vampires because they think the vampires are going to help them out? Like they're
Familiars.
familiars.
Yeah.
familiar comes to example. And the other, I don't know why my brain came to this example. Isn't it Transformers: Dark of the Moon, where the humans work with the evil Transformers because they think they're gonna give them
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
give them a
That was,
spot or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick
Like,
Dempsey.
Yeah. Okay.
or like Samuel L. Jackson and Django Unchained.
Yeah.
there you go.
That's a wild ass example, but no, you were right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe
He
maybe
just thinks
there's
that if he's the
cult.
one who does it, then he'll be the one to get the most power out of the worm.
Well, I think that maybe the impression that you get talking to her is like you understand that the cult really didn't know what they were doing, but it sounds like maybe he had another reason for summoning the worm.
Okay, just outside of the cult reasons.
Maybe he had a little bit more of a plan, and he didn't want to reveal it all to her. And when she refused to do it his way, he's like, "Forget it, I'll do it some other way," and left.
Okay.
You know, if it's a Hringar involved, you know it's got to be them self-serving.
So I want to take it all the way back to what the whole reason we're here is. We're trying to find the location of this worm because we believe that where it's at has something we need, right? Like, why are we trying to find the location of this worm again? This is me asking because I don't remember now.
Because the
Anybody
Sky
else?
King, Gorget, something like that.
Target?
Sent us
Target. Yeah.
Target.
Yeah, he sent us down here to learn of the worm and to follow, I guess, just its path and to find it.
In his little wormy footsteps, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't
But
remember
what was the
why-
connection there?
Yeah. See, I'm trying to bring it all the way back there to help motivate,
so
figure out
book
what we're gonna
one-
do. Yeah.
Bring it back now, y'all.
Book one was the Sky King's tomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't find the Sky King's tomb,
Right.
and you just got noticed by a figment
Of the
of
king.
of what you believe was King Target himself kind of coming to you, and you remember that a lot of it was about the history of the dwarves, and they were telling these stories, and one of the stories that they tell of King Target basically is that they wanted to, like, when he was getting kind of up there in age, he vanished back down into the tunnels. Like, he just was like, he brought all of the dwarves out of the deep darkness and brought them up to the mountains in their quest for Sky, and he served as their king for a very long time. But when the time came kind of for him to like pass away, and they were trying to determine, like, where can we build a monument to him, like where can we lay him to rest, that kind of thing, and he just vanished. He left. He went back into the tunnels and was never heard from again. And he basically found you all and said, "It's good that you have my dagger." He says, "You will be the ones to like uncover my legacy, essentially, or maybe, you know, make the
Prove
correct
what
choices
happened.
where.
Okay.
Well, he's like, make the correct choices where I failed, but you will be the one to like to uncover my legacy." And then he kind of like alluded to the worm. He was like, the worm knows the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
The worm is law.
So we need to find the
So-
worm because the worm is supposed to lead us in some way, shape, or form to what Target wanted us to see.
Right.
Ooh,
Okay.
I need to mind link with the worm.
Yeah. Okay, so knowing that and remembering that, I don't see any connection that we need to make right now with this Narcissus guy. Like, I don't see a route why
bad
we
guy.
need. Right. I don't see any route that we need to, like, not go to the queen now and, like, track him down instead. And not, like, I think we convince her to give us the map, however we need to do that. We let her go chill with Fergus, hang out, they leave the city, whatever. We bring the map back to the queen, explain the situation. She already said that she would let us, or maybe on the way there, like maybe before we give her the map, we use it to find the location of the worm and then give it back to her and then move on. Right? Like, am I crazy for thinking that that makes the most sense? And then obviously something is going to go wrong and we'll figure it out. But, like, does that plan make sense to everyone?
I also
Think
have a
so.
use for the map.
You do. I was gonna say something. That is the most useful map for your backstory, and probably even like Justin's backstory right now. Like this is like a find a missing people back. Like you have a sock from your dad and your son. Like what do we? How do we use this map to find everyone's missing family members? Like that's
Yes, I do. I
Oh.
have a little baby monkey sock that's got a little banana on the heel.
Well,
It's a
my
little
family
withered,
member is
bit
not
bit
missing.
worn.
they're not missing. You know where your dad is?
He's dead.
We sure though?
Yeah, his spirit
Yeah,
came
he
to me.
came to him. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah,
Seems it.
spirits usually signify death, I suppose. Okay, but you're still looking for someone.
He's like, bro, I'm ethereal
I-
traveling right now. This is wild.
Yeah,
And
I guess that's right.
Elnat would like during the travels like to this, Elnat would inform at least a little bit that that his father was looking into this cult as well,
Okay.
and that's what got him killed. So
Okay.
getting more into this cult information will get me to where I'm needing.
Okay.
That'll do it.
And that'll do it.
That'll do it. About Huang
Yes,
and
I am
Gork.
directly to your blind spot right now with you holding the map. In case
Yeah.
you were...
Do we know
Okay.
how long with my looking it over? I know there's like just general rules for how long it takes to. Now I've already lost the word. Connect with the map.
Attune?
What's that called? No, like the word for magical item. Attune. Yeah, attune with the map. Like how long that would take.
I don't know, but I can look it up.
Because that would be my only. I don't see any problem with giving the map back to the queen. That's what she wanted us to do. We destroyed the cult, got attacked. Here's the map, but maybe we hold on to the map for a while, a few days beforehand, hide out, or whatever. Rent a room and sit in the room for 3 days straight until we attune to it and figure out what we need to figure out with it before we give it back to her. Right?
Yeah, I have zero intentions of giving it back before I use it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Absolute zero.
Cool. But step one is we got to get it from her. Like we have to. I mean, I have it right now in my hands, so
Yeah.
I guess I could just. I'm not much taller than her, I would imagine, if taller at all. So can't really hold it above her head like you would.
Oh, I'll bury in stalactites if I need to. Like, I'm getting that map.
Sure. Oh, I'll
In fact,
get
give me
that
the map.
hand. You need the on the MCU soundboard. Get that hand.
Yeah.
Long and Gork Orpheus, thoughts on this?
Man.
I don't have any missing loved ones. I'm just here for vibes. So.
'Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All my loved ones are dead.
Yeah, same. So
Different types of tragic backstories.
Mhm.
But
Val is my
fine
only
with
family now.
fine with not going after this Narcissus guy right now and just in a
Well, I
few
think-
days
I
probably
think he's
going
the
after they're going
key
to
to
give the
all of
queen.
it.
Makes sense to me.
But, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't see any like the only reason that we cared about this cult at all, besides just like the backstory is that they had this map, right? And obviously they're like with the cave worm, but like we just need the map from them to find the cave worm, theoretically.
Yeah, we just happened to stumble upon a secondary cult that's also run by the guys that kidnapped my son.
Yeah, exactly. A lot going on.
Yeah, sure.
Bao has a long list, but they're all celebrities, so we can just ignore him.
Sure.
The tabloid queen.
So maybe the goal is to head back to our rooms back at the bar. Duck the red caps for now. Hide out in the bar for however long it takes to attune to the map. I wonder, maybe this is getting too meta. Could we have someone holding the map to attune to it while it's still attuned to the worm and try to figure out where the worm is? So we're not like losing that worm attunement, or how, you know what I'm trying to ask there? Like, I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the process of attuning the map takes 1 round
Oh, that's it?
if you just want to attune to the map. But I think that would erase whatever current, that
Do
would
we
then it
have
would
the
be
ma-
attuned to you.
Do we have the material that they used to link to the worm? Like, what was that? Was that a tooth or a scale or something?
If they had it, it's probably at the bottom of that cavern somewhere now. You know.
Damn.
Okay. Can we take this time? My thought
The
is
biggest thing
this
you
is
get from looking at the map is that you probably have to take it to someone to understand it. You know, like you probably would have to get some help, like researching it.
really? Okay, we just can't
Yeah,
take
maybe
time
like
and figure it out.
a dark dwarf from the Underdark who's very interested in it that we've been given a lead on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
Think-
fuck with this guy. I don't
oh,
want to fuck with
okay.
the bad guy who just knocked us out. Okay, I was under the impression that like, just given enough time, we could figure it out, but that's not the case. Like, we won't ever be able to read
Well,
this.
time is of the essence.
Is it? I don't know if it is. Like that's what I'm
There's a
saying.
cult uprising.
It's not. We
Seems
just
like
killed this whole
these players
cult.
making moves.
We just murdered everyone.
Yeah, but
Oh,
then revealed a
everyone?
secondary cult.
I mean, I hope so. We
kept
killed a bunch of
Seamus's
people.
niece alive.
Well, okay, we left one alive to tell the
They
tale
did
of
that.
Chris and
If
Cantrips.
you've never heard of any terrorist organization in the real world, you just need one alive, and then the
Well, we
idea
don't-
lives on.
To be fair, the whole reason that we infiltrated and cared about the cult was to get this map, which we now are theoretically have.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I believe that understanding is propaganda for oil mining.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something.
Just saying. Not saying you're wrong, but
I mean, yeah, if we
I
think if that's the connection, and we have to go to Narcissus to even be able to read this map. But I
I
mean,
do think that we do need to go that direction.
it feels like
yeah.
maybe it's like a good option, bad option, but maybe both sides are kind of bad. Like we could, it's the Queen's map. Would she know how to read it?
Yeah, I'm simply saying we don't go to the queen with it. We just go straight to the other cult.
But like, do we
Especially if we don't know anything about
do we trust the person who sent people after us and use an earthquake machine on us more than we trust the Queen that seemed kind of like a bitch?
it. I don't
Yeah.
trust either.
I don't trust either, but it's like a lesser of two evils thing, right? Like right now,
Yeah.
the Queen is a bad queen, but she's also not the one who killed us or tried to kill us. If that's how I'm looking at it.
I understand the earthquake mode of peoples. The queen is a bitch.
Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
Please explain Narcissus. If you understand why he did it, I would love to know.
I mean, Six Emperor Tyrannus. It's just people in power trying to take down other people in
Yeah.
And
power.
still fear. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just power moves.
Seems like it's going to have to be a vote of what people wanted. I want to go back to the Queen. If we don't think that we can read it, my assumption is the Queen can read it. So that's what Walkeroon would want to do.
I think it's
But
a big assumption. You think she's gonna help us?
I think
No,
it's a big
she's gonna
assumption
take
thinking
them
that the guy that used an earthquake machine on us is going to help us.
We're gonna walk up to her and hand her that map and kiss her on the ass. Is what we're gonna do.
Also, we
Yeah.
know what kind of power
Kiss
she
her
holds.
on the frickin' ass.
Again, she's bad, but maybe not as bad as the bad guy.
Mm,
Okay.
I think the bad guy is a smaller power than she is. We
Yeah.
know what
I
kind
think-
of force she
Yeah.
has behind her.
Mhm.
We don't
I
know
guys
what
Okay,
force
that's
is
fine.
behind
I'll get outvoted. That's fine.
I mean, if you want, your first stop can be back to town for sure. You guys can go back to the
Oh, yeah,
inn
we're headed back
and
to town, I
sleep on
think.
it or whatever. Okay, so that's what you guys want to do. Head back to town.
Sure.
I think
I
it's
think we have to go back
I
to
think
town
it's few-
regardless.
I think it's a
right?
few hours. You're kind of trekking through the caves here. There's nothing that you haven't already seen. Maybe some cave bats, maybe some critters that skitter away
Is-
from.
Batty back, our bat friend.
Yeah, big
maybe.
bat,
it's friggin' bats.
Maybe it's bats,
big
man.
bat buddy.
Maybe you see some bats and then realize they're just killing the giant mosquitoes that are chasing you around. But
Sick.
it's eventually, you know, we'll say 3 or 4 hours later, you do make it back to the court of Ether proper. So you found your way back here. The only thing else that I'll say is that where the sort of cave-in was, where that path was also, remember you had to kind of like go back in the direction that you guys took to get to the court of Ether originally.
Yeah.
So like that cave-in is like kind of in the direction like to go back to High Helm the way that you guys came. So if you're all sitting down in the inn, you've got now food in front of you now. We'll assume that, well, up to you guys. Do you want to keep hanging out with Viaviv, or like I think when you go back to the inn, she's going to say that she wants to talk to Fergus alone, and she's going to give you the map, and she's going to say, basically, she's like, without all of you, this reunion wouldn't be possible, because I thought that I'd lost my uncle forever. You know, like I thought,
Yeah.
I thought that he didn't love me anymore because of my involvement with this cult, essentially. And he thought that she was so ingrained in this cult that she would never be able to get out. She's like, more or less, the cult of the cave worm is a thing of the past now. She's like going to take this opportunity, you know, to lay low and like hang out with her uncle and kind of reestablish some bonds there. So I think
It's the age old. Would you still love me if I was in the cult of a cave worm? Question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. As long as you're not
Exactly.
a worm. Yep, that's fine.
so. Does it make a
One there.
difference if you're a gigantic talking worm that can breathe fire?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's probably definitely
A little
better.
bit.
As long as you can
Probably.
talk. As long as we can have a
Just
conversation.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
If we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not all
Love
about the physical attraction.
Love
Some of
requires
it is-
communication.
Yeah,
That's
family
true.
matters.
Family
Said it
matters.
last time, I'll say it again.
All right. Okay. So now you're all hashing this out over some food. You know, maybe you found a dark corner kind of the inn and are kind of talking about it. Probably trying to kind of lay low. You know, like turn your heads or whatever when any of the red caps and stuff walk by. You never know which ones are kind of involved with the queen. It's a public place, so eventually she might find out that you guys came back. But
Well, I kind of think we should go to someone's room and be doing that. Like,
so that's fine. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to completely hide, that's fine.
I think, yeah, we should lay low, regardless of what we're doing. We didn't immediately go back to the queen either way, and so she might have red caps out looking for us. So I think
She sent a sting operation right behind us, so obviously she's not 100%. I think she might have been just doubling down on her efforts, like, you know.
Yeah, really,
just
let's really
shotgunning
try
the
to destroy the
problem,
thing. Yeah.
But yeah.
She might assume that everyone, like, we died, and like the map went down with us too. Like, if their red caps were reporting what happened and what they saw, they might report
We did
that.
fall.
Yeah, we did fall and could barely see back up to the top. So I say we might have some time here. But okay, so going back, I don't think there's any way that any of us can read this map as it currently stands, given any amount of
I
time.
think you can. Yeah. So I think you spend some time on it. It still looks kind of just as confusing
Okay.
as when you started. So like, you get that this is like a crisscrossed diagram, more or less, of all of the worms travel, and it's trying to be, in some cases, like I think I sent the picture in Discord, but it's like in some cases trying to even be kind of like 3-dimensional on this map, so it kind of shows you, or it like comes to the surface and did other things. But it's impossible to kind of tell what is most recent and like what is old. Like it's not like it's currently drawing a line or anything. It's just like occasionally you turn the map a different angle and you notice things you didn't notice before, like different lines appear, kind of thing. So like it's something to do with your focus. It's something to do with just how long it takes the map work.
I'm not able to make heads or tails of this thing here, so I think we're gonna have to find someone else who can maybe help us. The only problem I see is we clearly need to use this map to help. Or I guess, do we know about your missing son, Karu?
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
okay. I clearly need to use this map to help with Karu's family situation, but I just don't know. Do we do that beforehand or afterhand? I'm afraid that
I feel like
if Karu attunes to it, that we won't be able to attune it back without another piece of the worm.
Yes, we lost our item in the earthquake. I understand.
I feel like. Oh, go ahead, Karu. My bad.
You're quite all right. I understand the situation, and the urgency is very stale when it comes to my findings. I tried to talk to him each night that I can, but truly the leads have gone cold, far colder than I ever thought they would.
Do you think he's
this
moving?
has given me hope.
Has he been moved much?
I believe he's with a group that I believe is moving through the
Okay.
the
So we
dark
would need
lands.
For some reason, I thought you were asking like if he's like moving, like is he alive? And I was like, Jesus, Austin.
No, like a moving
Yeah.
location.
No, I
Like
I check every night. He's
we
alive.
couldn't find the person who can read this map, have Karu attune it to his son, find where his son is, and then attune it back to the warp. Like we almost have to be like
But we need part of
actively
the worm.
using the map to find either of these things. Like we can't
Yeah,
attune, find a location, attune again, find a location, have two locations, and go out and do it. We need to be like
Yeah.
using
need
the
to
map
find the
while
worm
we're
first.
finding the location. So yeah, we got to find the worm first.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I suppose.
But we're not giving this map up. That's for certain.
I agree. I don't think that we should give it up to anyone. But who do we want to go to see about figuring out how to read it? I'm just not sure.
I think if we follow the clues for this new cult, answers will make themselves known.
Hey, are you referring to the name of that individual that the Lurat Kani said? I want to call them fish people. That seems racist in character.
Well, I'm a bit racist towards Herngar, so I feel like it's
Sure. I guess
fine.
everyone has their thing. And
Yeah.
I kind of glance at Ingoric just a little bit. It's okay if it's just
Sure.
one.
Well,
I
Look how easy it is to be racist.
let's
Let's continue.
Hey, well, I guess if we must use the map and then keep the map and use it again afterwards, that maybe we shouldn't bring it back to the queen, because surely she'd only let us use it once and then force it back to her.
If she would even let us use it in the first place.
I suppose that's true. We could
trying to
lie
think.
and say that we didn't get it, but I have her teach us how to use it. That might be a long shot.
We're gonna go look for it. If we were to find it, like, how would that? What would that look like? So if we found it and it was like doing something, what would we assume that it was doing based on? I don't know, like maybe lines being drawn on a map, or like a three-dimensional surface. I'm picturing a map kind of like this.
You pull out the bat. Imagine this is the bat. Oh, where is
Would
the
any-
worm?
Would anything like a society check or anything like that provide information on like like basically a version of a library where we could go and get more information on this sort of thing, or maybe find someone who might know more, something that's like not necessarily connected to the queen, but someplace that we could go to get more information that's outside. But any
At
sort
this
of role
point-
work.
yeah.
Infosphere.
Yeah,
I don't want to be too obtuse about doing this in the queen's like jurisdiction.
That's true.
I feel
too.
like we're pretty
Well,
hot.
and
at the moment.
And I'm not even saying necessarily here, but like
Sure.
somewhere fairly close by, like day or two journey to get there to get more information on it. Not,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, anyone that's kind of lived here for a while probably has this set of knowledge with them. When you got even when you guys were like searching for this court, like this is a Fey city that's kind of fairly down into the Darklands. It's not a large settlement by any means. It's kind of a small, out of the way kind of thing here. There aren't a lot of like civilized metropolis, that
It's not a
exists
society,
underground,
yeah.
kind of in that sense. So the biggest city that's nearby that you know of is High Helm. You could go back to High Helm because you've got extensive libraries there. You guys did some study in the Stone Hall already, I think, to try and when you were doing the dagger ritual. So that would be kind of a similar vein of study that you could do. Alternatively, with all the talk of Hringar and Dark Dwarves, the capital city, or I think it's the capital city. There's a Hringar city called Hagagraf. That is also
I know, I felt like that too.
Hagagraf. That's also kind of in the same same direction as heading back to High Helm, but at a certain point you break off and you go down deeper into the dark lanes instead of climbing back up to the surface.
I don't know if we necessarily want to go to a Hringar city, since we're kind of they are currently causing some problems with us.
Yeah, the biggest thing is it's one of the largest Hringar cities in all of Narvoth. So it's probably a little bit closer than High Helm is, but you could make your way back to High Helm for sure if you would rather go that route. But yeah.
All right. So
Well,
we're
and that was like a week's journey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing that's close.
That's not great.
So the way Austin's looking at it now is that I think the best plan is to go back to High Helm, because I don't want to fuck with this bad guy. But I think what we're supposed to do, as far as the story is concerned, is probably go find this Narcissus and force him to show us how to use this map to figure out what he was doing. Like that's the right option for the adventure, I think, and probably the most exciting. But like realistically, other than the fact that our way out of here was just knocked down, but like surely we could find another route out of here. Like
there's more than one route that goes back to High Helm.
The smartest option feels like let's just, if we came here to figure out where the worm is at, now we have a map to the worm. We don't know how to read it yet, but like let's go back and find someone not evil that does know how to read it. But I feel like that's the meta speaking, that's the wrong thing to do. But
do we have any like inclination as people from, you know, where we're from, that anyone from our hometown would know how to read this map, Brendan?
Yeah, no, so I think that like High Helm is like, you know, the capital of the Five Kings Mountains here. Like High Helm is the center of civilization for the dwarves that live in these mountains. So like that's a pretty solid bet that someone there has the, you know, esoteric knowledge that's necessary to dig into this particular map.
The Runebinders would love this shit. Like they would love to just get a hold of it and just work it for a while.
Might be worried that this falls in that same kind of category of magic where they're like, kind of stay away from this thing, you know? Yeah. Like when they go up there and they're like, why are you messing with, do you want a giant worm to appear and destroy the whole city? Like, you know, like why are you messing with this stuff?
Yeah.
So there's maybe in the back of your mind that's kind of like tickling the noodle there, but
doing
like
what?
Tickle your noodle.
Just tickling the noodle.
You know your noodles in your head. You guys aren't smooth
Mr.
living, are you? All right. I think everyone knows what my opinion is at this point, so I want someone else to make a decision instead.
Yeah. Austin, that sounds like the bitch move. I'm going to be real honest here. I
mean,
think
I'll make the call.
Yeah.
It's the rising music in the background too. I think you should leave. It's what's his name?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're necessarily. You don't have to make a decision or anything yet. Are you guys? So you wanting to not see the queen at all and just kind of sneak out of town?
Yeah, we don't trust her whatsoever.
Well, I don't know if I don't think we're leaving yet, right? We're not even leaving town, right? I guess. Do we know where this? We're not still the cave. No. We're in our rooms in the inn.
Yeah, we made it to our room. Yeah, we're meeting in one of our rooms. Is what we said.
Okay.
So we are still deciding. Do we go search? I think our two options now are: do we go search for this Narcissus guy and see if he can help us, or do we go back to High Helm and see if the libraries and people there can help us? Right. I think we're not doing the queen because we don't think we don't think she'll let us keep it twice. We need it for two things.
We have enemies back home as well. We have to remember that. We left on terms of like pissing off a whole thieves guild.
We sure did. They aren't super happy with us.
We skipped town. So
but maybe
we have enemies back home as well.
That's cool though.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
Maybe we could get them to come here and attack us, and then we tell them we're part of this cult, and then we cause a war between them, and we just sit back on the cliffs and watch it happen. You prepared for that, Brendan?
Yeah. No, if you guys want to do something that's not in the book, then we could just do that.
I hear all sorts of videos.
Let's assume that the writers at Paizo did not assume that you were going to cause a gang war between the Black Noon Thieves Guild and the the Cult of the Cave Word.
Okay, gang war should always be in there. I don't know.
I mean, it's not far
Fiction.
off, you know, but like maybe not exactly. I don't know. So really,
I'm not
I mean-
opposed to staying here and trying to get the other dude to help us. Kind of I mean, he doesn't like the queen, and we know that the queen is not great. So, for lack of
Yeah.
a better term, enemy of my
The
enemy.
queen
She wasn't even
hasn't
that bad
done
to us. She hasn't done anything to us.
to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing she's done to us is capture Elnet off screen.
She
And
made
as far
everyone
as we're
feel
aware-
Karu was
Um,
more or less using the queen to get to this map once he heard of it.
Yeah, no, I don't
Just on
think.
the DL.
I think we assume the queen is bad, but I don't think that she's like actually done anything bad to us yet.
Yeah, speaking
To be
of
clear.
propaganda, this is just, Western propaganda against monarchy.
Sure, no, I hear you on that. Like she runs not a great town, so like she's assumed to be not a great person, but like
man, who gets hired, and can fix all the problems at once? Might be her first term of queendom.
okay, all right, I see where we're going with this.
No,
I don't
no,
trust her. I don't trust her to not like if she wanted to overpower us. I think she could with all the guards that she has and all the shit that was going on in her throne room. So I think that there's potential that she would let us use the map once. Don't think she's going to let us keep it long enough to use it twice, and we need to use
She's
it
gonna
twice.
let us, meaning we don't have a choice. So if we go back to her, we lose our choice.
So
Because if we get to do anything with it, it's because she chooses so.
Yeah.
If we go back to her, we lose our power.
I agree. So I have been convinced of that, but now there's two other options. So
Right. Let's not back there.
It's totally fine if you guys don't want to interact with the queen at all. You could just not take the map with you and go talk to her again
seems like a
and be
bad
like,
That's fair.
it was lost. It was lost and destroyed. But then what are you gaining from talking to her again, right?
Yeah,
Aside from
exactly.
the fact that you're like, well, we went and
Well-
infiltrated them. Like, well, good job.
maybe
Right.
the red caps aren't looking for us. We don't know that they're looking for us. The assumption is they're looking for us, so we could at least get the rest of the city not against us. I think I am now team. Let's just go find this Narcissus guy. I think that's where I'm at.
We don't want to go the gang war route.
Yeah,
Um,
now you mentioned that, I want to do that instead.
I think Porque
I was
no
gonna
los
say-
dos. I think we do that
Gang
after.
war route.
When you
Gang
check
war.
out of the
Gang war.
Gang war. Gang war.
I don't have a drop for this, but I will next week.
when you guys leave the bar, just make sure to pay with your Black Noon coin and be like, "This is from
Oh, like John Wick.
this is from
Yeah.
what's the
Continental?
guy from the first book? No, what's the bad guy from the first book? that you
Yeah.
guys-
Oh, the bad guy?
Yeah.
I thought you
Ygritte.
meant like Fezzik or
Yeah.
whatever his name was.
yeah, this
Ygritte?
this is from your grin. Just like punch somebody out and then
Credit
throw the
scene.
coin at them. Yeah, post credit scene, exactly. Okay. The main thing that I need to know, are you staying here or are you heading out? Because if you want
Got
to move, if
And-
you want to leave the city, that's fine. We have to switch to that.
Do we think
Kind of
Narcissus is
exploration
not in
plan.
the city?
I guess the only thing that you know about him was what Viaviv told you, which is that after they fought, that he left town, and they thought he was never going to come back.
Okay.
But we don't know where he went.
I guess then we have to stay in town to ask people and try to figure out a direction. Unless there's a deeper reason that you told us about the largest city filled with Ringar dwarves,
Yeah.
and that's
Like a
where
pretty
he
good
went.
clue.
It was a pretty good clue.
I mean,
And maybe that was
It-
nothing, but I mean, that's
I was gonna
probably a
say.
logical conclusion that we would come to, that maybe he went there.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you guys information about kind of where you're at.
Yeah,
You
the
guys are
world.
underground, right? Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
there's not a whole bunch of populated cities.
Cities, yeah.
You can either go deeper and find the dark dwarves, or you can go back up and talk to your own people, like the Five Kings dwarves. Well, there's really not like a bunch of options for cities. You might find villages
Settlements
of
and
these
stuff.
Ulakini, and you might find stuff like that. If you got lucky and found somebody who was like really if you found some crazy hedge mage or something like that, but if you want a surefire bet, like you go find a library where you can study up on this thing, you're gonna have to go to one of the major cities back here. And
Headmasters
I
have a
would
really fun
get-
voice.
Yeah, I bet. But there's either is a valid option. I'm not telling you guys that you have to do one or the other. I'm saying you have this choice. You can make this choice.
Ask the bartender.
I was just trying to find
ask
out.
Fergus. Ask Viva Vive one more time. Do they know where these people are? I think
Okay.
I think we only question people inside the bar. I don't want to leave the bar. Ask people inside the bar if they know where this guy went. And then based on what we find, if we don't find anything, make the logical assumption that he went back to a city filled with his kind and head that way. I think that's where Walkruin's at.
Okay. Oh, so are you actually on the map?
I'm not,
Bottom
but
fingers?
I will go to that. I'm still on the last map. Oh. Whoa, look at this. We're back. Hi, Fergus.
All right.
How old are you?
So pretty.
Sorry.
111.
Filled
I
one.
think if you talk to the barkeep, you talk to Fergus, you talk to all of them, they don't really know who Narcissus is. They haven't heard of this person. Vive has told you kind of what she knows. Like the last time that they talked, he was insistent that the ritual was done his way. She disagreed with it. She thought he was trying to maybe assert himself more than he needed to. And she told him no. She's the one who stole the map. She arranged to have the map stolen. It was her map. It was her ritual. It was her cult. He could get with the program or get out, and he left. He left town entirely. They said that he dipped out of whatever room he was staying in. He grabbed all of his things and like Blue Town.
How long ago was that? Do we have an idea? Will she tell us when that happened?
Maybe like a week ago, something like that.
Okay, so did we?
A couple
We
weeks
would
ago.
have passed him on our way in if he was going to.
If he was going that well, I mean, yeah, theoretically, if he was going back to the city that you were going to, I will say that there are some Hringar in the inn that hear you saying the name Narcissus a few times.
Sure.
And kind of make their way over. So you talk to Vlasic,
Okay.
Kelly,
Oh
and
yeah.
Nelly,
Sure.
who've been here for a while.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you're looking for Narcissus?
Yeah, we might be looking to speak with him. Why, do you happen to know where he went?
Everyone from Hakagraph knows who Narcissus is. He is a sorcerer, royal advisor to the king.
King. Already a better city. Got it.
Yeah, there's a king up in High Helm too. You just don't know his name.
I know. It's just we have a queen here. It was a sexist joke. Is what I was going for.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
this was bad joke.
I got
In
that
our
impression.
land, we cut out your tongue. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
That joke straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Good joke. Also straight to jail.
Also
Oh, jail.
straight to jail. Different jail.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's kind of, if you guys wanted to do a society check and see if that sounds familiar,
Okay.
you can.
I will not. I have a +0 untrained. I know nothing about society. I live in the caves.
I'll do one.
I'm a cave person.
I also feel like if Narcissus is truly interested in retrieving or utilizing this artifact, he will seek us out. Could be wrong there.
Potentially. It also seemed like maybe he was just throwing a hissy fit with the earthquake machine and just like wanted to destroy the map and destroy everyone that was involved with it. Like if I can't have
Yeah,
it, no
it was
one
a
can.
power play.
I got a 21 society.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you actually, maybe this is relevant. It comes up in dwarven preschool sometimes. You know, the neighboring city of dark dwarves that doesn't live that far away. But yeah, so Narcigus does seem to be familiar. Seems to be the name of a royal advisor in Hagagraph, personal advisor to King Orgukagan himself.
Fuck yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
you just made that up. Uh-huh.
All names are all words are made up.
All words are made up, but not all names.
Yeah, that's just how
Well,
Thor
I mean,
said
I
it.
guess.
Yeah, they're
guess all
just
names.
also made up. Yeah, they're just words.
All right, that's fair. But one of the biggest things that I think like they can explain kind of the routes to Hagagraph to you guys, and it kind of sounds like it's on the way. So I don't think you'd have to decide immediately whether you were going back to High Helm or Hagagraph, because both of them require you to travel east through the tunnels.
I believe either way that we just need to get out of the city as quickly as
Yes, I
possible.
believe we've burned all of our bridges.
Aye, but we also have built some bridges, haven't we? And I smacked Fergus on the back. He's sitting here with us. We built some
I no longer
leprechaun
need
bridges.
He's like, I miss my niece.
She's here. Hi,
What are you
do you
Oh,
think,
talking to
shit.
your niece, you bastard?
She's back.
do you
And
think
then
we
as soon
can
as you
find
say
our-
that, it
Oh,
says quest completed, and he runs away.
Can we find our one friend
Did we
too?
get-
Is he here?
Do we get 3,500 XP?
Yeah, actually, with the completion of that quest, everyone here levels up.
Like actually?
Wait, really?
Wait, for real?
Wow. To level 6?
Yeah, level 6.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do level 7.
No, you won't.
Oh, this is
I
a
made it
fun
to level
level for
10,
me. I'm
bitch.
actually very excited.
Yeah, same.
Good.
Nice.
Is this our level up music?
My rage
Yeah.
is gonna be
That
a lot
reminds me of
cooler now.
Roadrunners games.
Everyone gets one. All right, Josh and Lorna.
Nice. Yeah, that's theirs.
Justin.
Nice.
Oh man, Dylan.
Oh yeah.
That's so cute.
All right. Here.
That's good.
I'll just pull one.
That's good. Okay. I think we leave.
I didn't get one.
What?
I didn't get one.
You know, you're God.
Here you go.
So
Okay.
sad.
God, that was horrible.
I like
Oh
it.
dear God, that was loud.
That's
Yeah, it's
funny.
just so loud. That was just so loud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but everybody levels up to level 6. We're moving
Nice.
on to part 2 of this book. We are leaving the court of Ether behind.
Nice. Do you want us to mess with level up stuff now? Or are we
I
doing
mean,
whatever?
you don't have to.
Well, I don't know. I'm
I
just
mean,
asking. Is it
If you guys are excited, yeah, let's
Cool.
talk about it.
all right?
Let's do some level
Well,
up stuff.
stream. I'm gonna force you to look at my Path Builder page while I level stuff up.
Look
so
at
you can follow along. But
Oh,
Look at it.
Look at that. That
Look at
guy
this.
is.
you want to share your screen and show all your stuff too, Josh? All right. So I have.
Good.
I have to figure out
Uh,
what I'm doing. Okay.
It's been a long time coming. I mean, you guys have been here for quite a while. So,
Oh, I think I had already
Made it through the-
pre-selected this. Okay.
do you want to know what chapter 2 is called?
Yeah.
Okay, so chapter 1 is called Candlestone Cult.
Okay.
Because you guys were on chasing the cult, and that technically the larger group, I don't even know if we talked about this, the larger group of caves that you guys were in are called the Candlestone Caverns, because they kind of like have these fun like bioluminescent things. They're all lit up. We might have mentioned it once when you first got here, but chapter 2 is called On the Trail of the Worm.
Nice.
On the worm again.
I
On
just
the
can't
worm,
wait
yeah,
to get.
to get on the worm.
I think I'm gonna take an archetype class feat.
Archetat. Rat-a-tat-tat.
Archetype?
I don't know. This is gonna be tough.
Archetype?
Like I could get spells. I could get 2 spells here. Like spell rank 1, spell rank 2 spells, not just cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
know.
we're going into the city of the Hrengar, sort of the bane to Karu's existence.
Oh
And
my god, those
so,
are the ones that did your family dirty, right?
yeah, that's the ones I'm racist against. Yeah, we're going to the whole city of them. And I'm a psychic, and so now I'm going into my carry era, and have now developed an amped ignition.
Oh,
Good.
Skid uses that. I know about amped ignition.
Amped ignition. That was part
Have
of my
you
parallel
seen
breakthrough.
Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
I haven't. No, I
Oh
understand
man.
that's anime.
Yes, yeah. Skid
Yeah.
Skid talks about it a lot.
Okay.
The gist of Full Metal Alchemist is that each of them have a different type of alchemy they do,
Mm.
and the Fire Alchemist, he just snaps and creates fire all the time. So
That's
there's a
pretty cool.
particular scene where he gets a villain that he's been wanting to kill for a very long time, and he just does not let up, and it is a insane scene, insane fight scene. But it's really good. But then Skid talks about it all the time. He brings it up every time somebody's like Skid and Sydney like talk about it. They're just like, "Oh, you
Oh,
mean like that?" Colonel Roy Mustang.
yeah. My psychic fire powers are based in carry. So
Yeah,
All right.
pretty cool.
I've got a question for you, Brendan.
Good answer.
Do you? That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
So I could take a skill feat called Cognitive Crossover. I gain the trigger is I gain no information from a recall knowledge check, usually because I failed the secret check. Using one of the 2 skills you choose for this feat. And then I can immediately reattempt the triggering check using the other chosen skill. Would we say that probably wouldn't work at all for me
Fail?
because I can't not gain any information?
Probably.
Just not.
It doesn't
I
seem
just
like
can't.
it's very synergistic.
It just doesn't ever work. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, do you really want to take something that gives you a retry on something that you already are guaranteed to get information with?
Well, I mean, if it means going from a failure to a success, like that's especially since it's like
But for you, a failure is a success.
right, but a failure in the sense that I
But it
get a
can't be
piece
any
of
better.
true and against. Well, it could. I could not get the false piece of information. I could be
Maybe.
guaranteed
Yeah.
only truthful information.
I was like, I
Probably
said,
not.
you can only double down on it so many times if you want to. I mean,
I don't even know if I
you
wanted to. As I
should.
was thinking, I think it probably just doesn't, just might not work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh wait,
So
never
we're montaging everybody like going through all their stuff and getting a little bit more skilled a little bit. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't think I could cast this spell before. It seems to be working
There's just
for me
so
now.
many skill feats. Fuck. I'm trying to take, only the highest level ones, but I only have 4. Or I only have 3 4th level skill feats. And really none of them are super great.
Yeah, I really struggle with the skill feats in this game.
There's just so many.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of them, and there's nothing that tells you, like, hey, this is a good idea. And then you look at the ones that are all, like, level 6 or whatever, and you're like, oh, they don't sound good.
I could learn how to use a dowsing rod.
Yeah.
Find water.
To find water. Okay. Might come in handy.
Oh my god. I won't read this whole one, but the text says your words and body language can subconsciously unsettle orcs. It'd take a whole skill feat just to make Angoric uncomfortable every time I talk to him.
Yeah. I think you already had that.
Yeah, but I could mechanically have it,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's everyone else thinking?
Is-
Let's keep the voices talking while we're looking at stuff. Anything cool yet?
Brendan?
My class feat I can say is an instinct ability, but that's all I'm currently going to say. I'm looking through
Okay.
the skill feats now.
Well, what,
Fixing my
Sarah?
fingernail, so I probably won't say anything useful right now.
Can I use train animal on Bow?
I don't think you need to.
Well, because I can basically have him do tasks on command.
Right, but he can already follow your commands. That's the point of giving him. Animal companion is basically like an already trained animal.
In every task? Okay. I guess I didn't realize that exactly, but
I don't know if this would be super helpful, but I'm looking at Eyes of the City, where you can track down targets
I
with
saw
the
that
help
too.
of locals.
Yeah.
Use of society. That might be nice. I don't know if it'll necessarily give us any mechanical bonus, but maybe. It's an action, so it sounds like something you can do like while in combat, which would be weird, but
It is, yeah. You track down targets with the help of locals. You can use diplomacy or society to track creatures and settlements. You chat with locals, help follow the trail of creatures you track. At the GM's discretion, there might not be enough people to speak with to keep following the trail. I don't know.
This is like
that
that's
feels very
replacing,
like flavor, or just the
that's
track.
replacing survival with diplomacy or society.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like I'm not a survival character, but when
Yeah,
I'm in a
keep it
city, I can talk to people and be like, where did the guy in the hat go? And they're just like, and get cues from them basically to figure out
Dylan, what's your diplomacy?
where somebody is.
my diplomacy is pretty shite, but my society is 11.
Yeah, I have a 15 diplomacy,
Yeah,
so that might just be something that I grab.
sure.
You
can
know?
just be our talking box.
Well, I don't mean to
It's like,
take it. If
that-
you want to, that's fine. I mean, I'm just saying I could take that. I can't find anything that jumps out at me right now.
Yeah, and if you die, I'm still gonna be looking for my son. So, I mean, it makes sense for Karu to take it.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
It feels like
I agree that the skill feats are pretty
they're just very
niche.
niche. Like I think they're
Yeah.
they're good, but only if you get
Does
to a
anyone
point
want
where
to
you can
learn
use them.
sign language with me? Can anyone learn
no.
sign language with me? I think
Where
that
is
could be
that?
handy.
What level is it?
It's a society prereq, so I don't think you got that one.
Nope,
Me
plus
neither.
0.
Anyone want to learn sign language?
Can't do it.
Pretty much just communicate through message.
That's fair. You don't really need it. You can
Yeah.
communicate without
I
communicating.
mean, it sounds fun, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll think about my feet instead. 'Cause that's pretty much. I don't know about everyone. I just get a class feat and skill feat. Like those are the only two decisions I have to make right now.
Yep, that's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, my class feat just gave me an extra spell with an amp, so I was pretty excited about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, that's sick.
Ooh, and Gork could get risky surgery. I know you don't need it, but it's fun for
I was
roleplay.
looking at risky surgery too.
Yeah,
I was
as our
thinking about
main.
Ward as our secondary healer. Yeah.
important.
I was thinking about Ward medic, honestly.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I'll
man.
take that one. It would have helped us when. Who caught the plague? Was that Orpheus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Orpheus caught the plague.
Actually, I had pre-selected this archetype class feat to basically give me sorcerer spellcasting.
Basic spellcasting.
I don't think I'm gonna do it though.
Should?
I think I have my 2 cantrips. I don't really want to have to worry about only being able to cast things a certain number of times, and it's not like we need that. We have plenty of people with cool spells. You know what's really good though? Is I basically can get a buff to my exploit vulnerability at this level. It's called sympathetic vulnerabilities. So it's not like when I fail and I have to do the personal antithesis thing, like I can only hurt it one, like that personal antithesis still applies to all the creatures of that same type now. or when it's the mortal weakness, say like we're against a red dragon, so it has like weakness to cold, my strikes would also apply the weakness of cold to any other creature that has that same weakness in the fight too. So if we're fighting more than one thing with the same weakness, then I could also apply it to them. It's like
That's pretty smart.
red dragon,
actually.
fire elemental, I would only have to do the exploit vulnerability on one. Well, that's the example that they give in the text
I
here.
know.
But yeah, I know it is a hell of one. So I think
Yeah, if we're fighting 2 dragons, I'm running, just in case you guys are wondering.
I think I'm gonna do that because I think that
The
is
game's
just
called Dungeons and Dragons.
that's just me.
Oh, that was going to be my. I completely forgot that was actually going to be my cult introduction. I was going to be like, 6th grade. This kid introduced me to this game.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. It's like what we're doing, maybe.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to start chasing that dragon again, and then we'd. Although I think we should play some D&D. I think that would be fun. I mean, I
Get it
know
ready,
we're
man.
Pathfinder lads, but D&D is pretty fun.
Start
Yeah.
setting it up. One and done Monday night.
No, if I'm running one, it's gonna be a Looney Tunes adventure, and y'all are
Do it.
gonna have a crazy chaotic
Just,
time.
just get it ready. I'm about
It's
it.
ready. It's already ready.
Hallucinations.
Yeah, it's good to go.
All right. Okay.
So we're gonna meet up with Shaq, and we're gonna go play a
Fuck yeah.
quick game of basketball.
Yeah, you guys just let me know what you want to do.
Just tell me what you want, and I'll guide the story.
Just,
I'll take it
just
from there.
Tell me,
Just tell me what you want me
to.
Oh, I should go back. I could do the predict weather thing. Remember, I didn't take that last time.
Oh yeah,
I'm really
That's so
regretting it
good.
now.
There's been so many times where the weather underground has changed rapidly.
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
With magical crafting, it says you select a suite, you gain formulas for 4 common magic items of 2nd level or lower. Would that include things like shields, weapons, armor, things like that, or would it be more basic items?
I don't know.
I did a quick Google on it, wasn't really helpful.
What's the feat called?
Magical crafting.
It's just magical crafting. Okay.
Yeah.
You can craft items, though some items have other requirements. You gain formulas for 4 common magical items of 2nd level or lower. I think the biggest thing is I'm pretty sure the runes, like the basic striking runes, is like a 4th or 5th level item. So I think it probably wouldn't be on that list.
I'm taking 1,000 faces.
You
That's
doing
a
what
lot
now?
of faces to take.
Something you can take?
To my class feat.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I can change my form in my face to anything that meets my
Like-
whim.
You're like
That's cool.
Arya.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Ah,
Arya is
yeah.
exactly what I thought of.
Fucking
Yeah,
rad. Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
I'm already kind of a shapeshifter with my
Yeah, your
form.
box form.
Certainly a kind of a shapeshifter, yeah.
Yeah, you're a bit of a
You
bear.
literally turn into other animals.
It's
I'm
kind of
no-
nice.
Sometimes, apparently.
I am no one. I mean, that's kind of Huang's MO, anyways. I am no one.
I like it. Lean into it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at recognize spell. I don't think anyone else has that, and I feel like it's good to have, just in case. I've kind of looked through
I-
everything else, and I think this is what I'm doing.
Cool. I think that makes sense for your character too. I could take Bon Mot. That'd be kind of fun.
God.
Seriously, I mean, it's
Can you use
there's-
your diplomacy or
yeah,
whatever?
diplomacy. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You launch an
Alright, there
insightful
you
quip
go.
at a foe, distracted them, choose a foe within 30 feet, and roll a diplomacy check against the target's will DC. Oh, I guess it's not that useful though. Like the
Ah.
result.
Yeah.
I thought it would like do something more. Okay, I hadn't finished reading all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was just like diplomacy is one of the things that I am better at.
Yeah, Justin, from what I'm seeing, the magical runes are not something that you can craft. They're just something you add to your weapon.
Right.
And
I wasn't thinking runes, but like in the previous stuff where we were like crafting the shield, the magical shield, or something like that. Like if it would count as something like like a +1 shield or a +1 sword or something like that.
yeah, that's all done through runes in this game. So like
Gotcha.
it has a +1 potency rune on it, or a +1 striking rune in the case of
Gotcha.
the damage. So, but like so when it says like second level items, that would be like potions or one use items. Like you could craft a formula for like
Gotcha.
a little like an onyx figurine or something, like something unique.
Gotcha.
But,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I am not taking anything fun, but I'm going to
I
take.
think I'm gonna take Schooled in Secrets. Notice the signs and symbols that members of mystery cults and other secret societies use
I've
to
seen all
declare
that.
their affiliation.
Cool.
What's the cave worm?
I'm taking Glad Hand. First impressions are your strong suit. When you meet someone in a casual or social situation, you can immediately attempt a diplomacy check to make an impression without needing to converse for 1 minute. If I fail,
cool.
I then engage in 1 minute of conversation and can attempt a new check at the end of that time rather than accepting the failure or critical failure result.
That's neat.
Yeah. So I think we're going to a city to talk to more people. I have high diplomacy, gonna lean into that more. So and then everything got bumped up a little bit better AC, a little bit more HP, a little bit better saves. It's really funny. This character, I don't know what I ended up doing to make it happen, but my fortitude, reflex, and will are all the same value. It's just I have the same for all of my saves.
Are you
My
an
spell attack went up.
intelligence
Hell yeah.
character?
No, +0 intelligence. It's
That's
nice. Oh, what a
it's
surprise.
wisdom,
Yeah. Yeah, now that I think about it.
dexterity, and constitution are all +2. That's why I guess I have that, because all
Ah.
those values are +2.
Oh yeah, and then your will.
Yeah, so that's been fun. Like roll a reflex save. I don't have a bad save. They're all decent. So okay, cool. Now let's start looking ahead at level 7. That'll be just a couple weeks away, I think.
Yeah, probably. When was the last time you think we leveled up? I mean, you guys leveled up. You got to level 5, I think, for the beginning of this book. So
Yeah,
how
so
are
I-
many?
I'm Mark.
Five is whenever we got dream message, and I started to talk to my kid, and my hope was rejuvenated. So I've been feeling 5.
I don't know how many
I'll look 1 second.
episodes we've had with the new in book 2 already, but that's how long it's been since you built it up.
Let's see, book 2,
Probably more than a couple weeks.
Was 37. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is our 9th episode in this book. So another
At this rate, we'll be done in
18,
36 weeks. We'll be done.
18 weeks or so.
36 because 18 sessions, right?
No, 9 sessions.
Hey, that's 3 level ups a year. That's cool.
You're only a third of the way through the book, though.
Oh no, I mean 9 till we get another level up.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
18 weeks. What's 18 weeks from now? Let's see if we can call it on the dot.
Don't know.
It's the end of August.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Right around my birthday time, we'll see if you guys level up.
Yeah, a little birthday present.
To us.
All right. Yeah. So everybody's feeling a little bit stronger, a little bit more confident, and getting ready to kind of head out. So like I said, it doesn't really seem to matter which way you're going. If you're going to Hagagraph or High Helm, you got to navigate some tunnels and find your way kind of around this earthquake area, like the area that was damaged by the earthquake. So I'm going to need a survival check from someone to get you guys kind of on the right path.
Got it. My survival when I'm in underground. Just double check that this already isn't being added. Yeah, so I'll be at a plus 13 while we are in caves, because I get a +1 when we're in for survival checks when we're in caves. So, does anyone have higher than 13 survival?
No.
Negative.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Let's roll. This feels important. Sparkly metal die. I'm probably gonna roll bad because it's important, and you guys are.
And it's a metal die.
Natural 1.
Sounds about right.
Total of
All right.
14.
We fall down a crevasse and we die.
I was gonna say, so
Who's our secondary survivalist?
yeah.
No. I got it next time.
So you're trying to find a way to navigate through these tunnels, basically. You know, you're like, I'm pretty sure the way we want to head is this way.
Maybe the
And
worm's
basically-
on my mind. Like, I can't. I'm just scared of the
Yeah,
worm.
I think Walkroon keeps directing you back to this underground lake. He's just like, it's on the other side of this, and you're like, it can't be. There's a lake there.
Hey,
It
no.
can't be the path.
This is
There's
a different lake.
there.
No, this is a different lake. We have not been here yet before.
So I guess the only way to get there is through the lake.
The machine says that we must turn right now.
Exactly.
That we need to go through this
The
lake.
map that I made before we left the city says very clearly that we go to the third tunnel. This is the third tunnel. We go all the way
Hey,
through.
Huang, do you think that we could all ride on the back of Huang? Or not, excuse me. Huang, do you think that we could ride on the back of Bao?
No.
All of
You have
us.
to ask for his consent.
Well, of course, I'm not
Mr.
a
Bear.
horrible person, but I'm more worried about the buoyancy factor and the strength of his legs.
That seems silly.
That seems silly.
This is a made-up game.
All right, you're probably right. All right, everyone pile on the back of Silverforge then. He's a machine. Surely he can do it.
Propellers
I
or something.
don't think so.
No? All right.
Does he turn? Form of a boat.
Can anyone turn into a boat like Elastawoman? Elastigirl.
Kill last woman.
Last a woman.
That's Laura
Um,
training me to stop saying girl instead of saying woman.
Exactly, yeah.
They threw me off there.
The character's name was Elastigirl. I don't care. She's a woman.
Your last
To be fair,
woman is coming in the
Her name is
mail.
Helen.
I feel like that it is sometimes very hard to not call people girl, and so I've instead started to call men boy. That way
Exactly.
we even the playing
Just,
field.
yeah, just do it back.
That's fine.
Hell, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as
What
you
are you
don't do that.
boys doing?
Yeah, that's a
Thing
different
to do.
connotation.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
about the way you say it.
You sure
Uh,
do that
would
for
you
a
like to
mouth,
make
boy.
Another survival check?
I, as Austin, would like to, but I don't know if would any other character try to push me out of the way and instead.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say at this point you all assume you're lost.
Yeah. So does anyone else
Do
feel
we
like
not
they
have
would?
anyone else that's decent at survival? Like,
I
come
have
on,
a
Druid,
plus
you're good at
8.
survival. Do it, Lorne. Roll.
I'm gonna roll 2, not
Oh,
for anything.
I
just
was
wanna
looking
see
at
what
my
I would've
stealth. My survival's plus 11, so I could do it too.
got. Oh,
Sorry.
That's
Oh,
wonderful.
you should do Sarah,
Oh.
not me then, probably.
Yeah. I think maybe Sarah should roll.
Have at it.
that roll was better.
24.
So Huang gets you back on the path. No. You were looking at the map wrong. Reorients you a little
Oh,
bit.
jeez. Forgot we were on the ground. Thanks, Huang.
Yeah.
Huang, hype
You were
in the
looking
chat.
at it vertically. You got to use the map horizontally.
Huang,
I
hype
like
in
to
the
picture
chat.
Bao being who can't read, just holding the map in different directions.
Okay. So you do eventually get back on the right path, and it
Good.
takes you through kind of this fungal forest. There's this area where
Oh.
apparently the city drops off a lot of their garbage, and it's created kind of this verdant jungle of mushrooms here. But it's also attracted a lot of the blood seekers that the red caps really fond of riding. And so you guys are like kind of making your way through here. You notice a bunch of them. Now the blood seekers that the red caps were riding were giant blood seekers. Like they had grown to giant proportions. Normally they're like this big, you know,
Or
like
just
they're just big mosquitoes.
Bird
Um,
size.
Yeah, well, but you notice a bunch of them all kind of gather around one area all together, and then they start flying towards you as
Fucking
if they're going to
swarm.
swarm all over you. And we'll pick up here next time.
All right.
Cool. Cool. Good stuff. All right. Thanks, stream.
Thanks for watching.
See you next
Tune in
time.
next time.